Hey, what's up guys, this is X here, and I am going to be casting a 1 versus 1 between oGsZenio, the blue Zerg spawning in the bottom left side, and his opponent's going to be oGsHerO, the green Protoss in the top right. The map's going to be Xel'naga Caverns, and we're going to have a Protoss versus Zerg. And both of these players are actually from Team oGs. For those who do not know, Team oGs, or just oGs, or Old Generations as they're actually named, is a top Korean StarCraft 2 team with featuring some of the best Korean players out there. There we have oGsZenio, the Zerg down here. He's currently ranked 17th on the Korean server, and the Korean server is, as most of you guys know, the most competitive StarCraft 2 server out there. So being ranked 17th on that's not easy, and he has crazy many games played. He has played over 3,300 games with 1,977 wins and only 1,452 losses. This is a such great player. And his opponent oGsHerO from the same team, so these two players basically know their opponent inside and out, but still going to have a pretty nice game here, I think, because they're such great players. oGsHerO, or just Hero, is currently ranked 113th on the Korean server, which is not bad at all. You might say that, oh, it's ranked 100. He's not even ranked top 100, but he is ranked top 200 on the Korean server, and everyone on the top 100 in the Korean server is extremely good at StarCraft 2, so don't count him out here. And we can see gas steal from Zenio, which he let finished. He didn't cancel that. He could have and just scooted out with his drone to scout once more in his base, but he let that gas finish. So that is a drone and a extractor lost. So 75 minerals there. We can see oGsHerO is really standard, going to actually chrono boost out his first solid. He's possibly going for a gas-heavy tech rod because he wants to get rid of this extractor as fast as possible, I'd assume. Or else I can't understand why Chronobus that sell it out. So, but yeah, following up with a cybernetics core, and possibly going to see some high tech here. You can see the Korean player have such a different playstyle from the American or the European players, because they're a lot of Koreans can go like one gate into robotics or one gate expansion on basically every map, I think. We can say that Zenio is now putting down a hatchery. He opted to go for spawning pool first, so going to macro it up here. And meanwhile just poking out with two Zerglings in the middle. Going to control both watchtowers. That is always good to have map control as a Zerg or as any race, basically. oGsHerO is going to block his ramp with his target. No, he actually, yes, he's going, but he's switching that with a Zealot. Could have let that Zergling through, just barely, but I don't think he would. You see, he's going one gate into a Twilight Council. That is what I tell you. Koreans do have crazy builds going on all the time. That is why it's so interesting to watch two Koreans player duking it out here. So yeah, we have a probe back here for oGsHerO, and Zenio, good game sense as he has, is actually scouting for proxies, which I think this probe's intention was to put on a proxy pylon somewhere here, I assume, so he can come from behind and take out Zenio's expansion. But great game sense there from Zenio, scouting out that probe. We can see Blink is already being researched for the Stalkers. We're not even 6 minutes into the game, so crazy there. We can see that Warp Gate technology is now about finished for Hero, and he has 2 additional gateways on the way. Meanwhile, we can see that Zenio's expansion is just now up and running, making a little drone transfer here, and already has a queen down here. He has 2 queens, so going to have such a nice drone production here for a while. Going to macro it up, I think, and then just pump a bunch of army attacking units. So it's going a roach warren here. That is always a good thing to do, but keep in mind this: the roaches count as armored units, so stalkers do additional damage to roaches. And even warping in his units back here because he doesn't want an overlord coming in and scouting his build, because if an overlord sees these Twilight Council, even as a stalker here, preventing this overlord from getting in. So really nice place from Hero there, and sneaking a probe out maybe to scout, but all these Zergling will kill that probe, so I'm not sure what that's all about. But 5 stalkers moving out here, blinking to kill off Zerglings, and he actually revealed that he had blink, so a way to deal that for Xenio if this game goes on for a while is fungal growth with infestors. But now the stock's going to move in here, and they're vulnerable to Zergling with speed, but the blink allows the stalkers not to get surrounded, and is going to have 7 stalkers now marching in. So follow the stalkers here, then going to this nice spawning there with several roaches, and 2 queens going to hold this stalker army off just for now, but they're going to go in a separate direction. And take a look at the production tab, we can see that Xenio is spawning 16 Zerglings and 2 more roaches, so possibly going to hold this off. I couldn't possibly see how a hero would take this, but he's putting on some pressure just to put his expansion up, and even warping in 3 sentries here to be sure that he can guard his expansion. But now coming home with his stalkers, and 3 stalkers are going in to scout this, and wow, look at this, he hasn't even something to block his ramps, so a Zergling run by could have been very potent there, because all these probes would have been so vulnerable. Now putting down a robotics facility at the 9-minute mark, so pretty standard build here. And Xenio is at a large number of roaches, and has that Evo chamber going as well, because the roach speed and burrow is halfway done and continuing to massing roaches, so we're possibly going to see some burrow micro here. Maybe just if he attacks Protoss army right on, he can burrow and regenerate health, or he will make a burrow run by into hero's base and just wreak havoc, or what you say, he will just cause a lot of damage on his buildings. We can see taking out the high rocks with a huge amount of roaches, and we can see he's rallying 6 more roaches, and roach speed is now finishing, which will allow for these roaches to reinforce the army incredible fast, and going to move out with this. How many roaches is that? I'm curious to see. It's 20 roaches. Or is it? No, 18 roaches. Sorry about that, not good at math at all. But 20 roaches going to move out, and is putting down a second pylon, and his nice force field here won't let his roaches in, but this will allow the cannon to finish, and it has a overseer to protect from potential bird roaches, but these roaches are just too overwhelming. Actually only has 4 stalkers, now 6 stalkers, and all the sentries went down so quickly. Going to have probes pulled off the lines, but the roaches are just too much for oGsHerO to handle, and is going to W out of this game. I will assume that was intended as a GG, which it actually was a real good game from Xenio. So this was from a Korean replay packs, and I'm sorry about that. Having a little cough going on, not too good for me, but this is from a Korean replay pack with some real good top Korean replays, so I think this was from a best of 3. Either way, we're going to move on to more games with these 2 players. I think it's best of 3, so stay tuned for game number 2.